We back to the recording. Sorry, I missed some recording, but I will give a very quick look to this recording. So I will save this file and I will explain all. Start with create volume, statical volume. As I explained before, there is two kind of volume in Kubernetes, statical and dynamic. The statical volume is the volume that is created by the administrator, and this is generally used when we have local storage, not shared storage or external storage. So we generally use this the manual storage class for the default class, and the administrator creates a volume inside this. The default volume type is file system. So on the local host, we can choose a file system where we will the Kubernetes will stock the volume data that will be used by the pod. Look here, the host path. In case of we need the block volumes, in this case, we have to change the mode from file system to block. And in the path, it will not be a file system, but a device like dev slash SDV or SDVA if it's partition or something like that. That here is the default is a file system that we will show. There is other volume type that like NFS. We can share an NFS volume. We can share iSCSI volume. We can share FC volume and VMO volume. Here is the file system. It will be managed by the host. Second, I have created PVC. In this PVC, we have mentioned we have to mention the namespace. We can use the PVC should be in namespace. The volume, it is cluster wide configuration. So the PVC the claim is in the trade SkyTrade order file system. The configuration is the same as the volume. The access mode read write once. Why once? Because it's local volume. If we have shared volume, we can use the read write money in case of shared file systems between cluster. Shared storage, sorry. Storage class name the same as volume, and the request we used only 1 giga. From this volume, we will use only 1 giga of storage. Last, the volume, the pod. So we created the pod inside the file system, inside sorry the namespace, and this pod has a container. This container with this image and a command that will stop for 3000 seconds. It has also a volume mount and a volume. The volume mount will ask the PVC to create a volume or to find a volume to put the data. We name this volume or the storage, and we'll use the PVC that was created in step 2. Now we have to mount this volume inside the container, and we have to choose this volume, and we will use local data, a local folder inside pod data orders. So the pod will use this folder inside it to put the data. But in reality, this data will be on in the host file system, this one. The default volume, we use volume month. Very important. Volume month because it's file system. If, for example, we used in the volume a block system, so here will be not volume month but device month. And of course will be something like this: dev sdb sta. Very important. But we are in the default configuration. We use the file system. Now we save and we apply. First, create the volume. Oh, sorry. PV. Okay. Here the volume is created in the manual storage claim within the cluster. Now create the PVC. I named it PVC. Sorry, PVC. So cat PVC. There is no PVC in the default namespace. Shall we use scattered order that where we already created? Okay, it's here. It's already bounded the volume because it is manual. Now I apply the pod and you can see get pod more and it's running. You can see that inside the pod log logs. There is now error message. We can see that now the PVC is bounded, and if we can see, sorry, go. Okay, I will enter inside the pod and try to put something data inside. Exactly it. I will run the pod. And command sh. Okay, click go. Hello. In the mounted volume data orders. Data orders. Okay, we create here now. Text. So you can see hello. Cut. Okay. Go inside. Here. The file is here. Is in our host. And this will conclude this exercise with very important information. So the host volume will store the data on the node file system and are useful for testing. Never use it for prediction and multi-node cluster. Very important host path. Read writes can be mounted as read writes by single node, but with many pods. We can provide this folder to many pods to write, but only one node can read and write in the same time. Said also the storage class must be matched between the PV and the PVC's binding, and the binding between PVC request is less than or equal the PV capacity, and the access mode should match. So we say the PV is crystal level resource, not namespace. But the PVC is namespace and binded inside. Now go to this next exercise. Exercise number 5. We have a clear instance CKA 255K, and we have a namespace SkateRide maintenance. So the database operation team at SkateRide Corporation need an automated job to run periodically to clean all transaction log entries from flight booking platform. This is generally used with database administrator to shrink the database log to avoid the oversizing of logs, folders or files inside database. So here we are asked to create cron job. The cron job, but in container manner, not in system manner. So create cron job in this namespace with the following specification: the job name, the schedule every 30 minutes, the image. So this job will run a pod with this image, with container image, and execute this command: clean all transaction log and give the date. So the concurrence policy is forbidden. This policy means that only one job run in the same time, and retain three successful job completion and one job failure for history. If there is a lot of jobs, we will retain only three jobs successful and one failed. Each job should have an active deadline of 60 seconds. If this dip, if the time exceeds 60 seconds and the job did not did not finish the clean, it will fail and another job will be executed until until the database logs files will be cleaned. So we cron.yaml database. So the Kubernetes create job on repeating schedule similar to cron in Linux. So they are commonly used to periodic maintenance, backups, and cleanup operation. Uh, the job configuration file is similar to uh, Linux cron job. So it's cron job. The name is Tix and log cleanup with the namespace straight maintenance. Schedule pattern. If you remember in Linux cron job, we have this pattern and it's the same. So this means each 3 minutes. If it is like this, it's only the first 3 minutes. But this is each 3 minutes. Because in the cron job configuration, we have minutes, hours, minutes, hours, days, months, and day of the week. So this job will be run each 3 minutes, not at 3 minutes, not uh, like half past one, half. It will be run at 1 o'clock, 130, 1 o'clock 30, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock 30, every time. So these parameters are all here. So we will just repeat them. Concurrence policy, this all in the specs. The file limits. This is for the the job logs. But there is another spec inside the job template. And in this template, we will use the command line. Uh, the command line and the restart policy on fire. So if there is a file, we will restart. If success, it will continue for other jobs. Uh, let's see if there is something important that I have to add before execute the job. The restart policy on the pod must be either on fire or never. Never. So if there is a file, it will not restart. This job, it will not restart. It will continue until it reach successful six, but active deadline sequence is set on the job spec inside job template, not on the current job spec. This is very important. This one. So we have two kind of spec of the current job and spec, and these are those, and the specs of the job template itself. Let's see, this is general specs, and this is local specs of the job. Let's just to explain the configuration of the current job YAML file. There is quick approach, but it's not accepting all these parameters. So I will save this file. Oh, sorry, always the problem with the keyboard. Okay, so there is another way is to create cron job with line command from the help. So this cron job, which is the name, and this is the image, the schedule, and the namespace. This try run client to not execute this job, just give the outside the YAML file. So if we can, and the command line that will be executed is beam sh, so beam batch, and execute each echo cleaning all transaction. Let's see this command, and this is the YAML file. In this YAML file, we will add the previous conditions to the job. There is two specs. So inside this spec, the restart policy is here. So the deadline and six full job, this will be added here before this spec. So on this level, and no, about the last ones will be added here. So only okay, let's see, cut cron to make okay. Job template here, it will be added here, and the other will be added before the job template, this one. Schedule or before or after this one. This is in the same, and the dation level job template is all this schedule and this are all in the same annotation level. All this information could be found in the Kubernetes documentation example. So now don't is a problem when you run this kind of jobs. So I will run the job, can apply. Okay. Current job. Say not. Okay, okay, get job, team space, gate right, maintenance, get cron job. Okay, this is the cron job. Here will be executed until it's not yet executed. Oh, in case of I want to use the second method that I have explained, so I will use this file from the command line. Okay, vi cron 2 2. Okay, so here I will add my my job. So we said that I will copy them from my file. So here at resume. So concurrence policy forbid six full six full job history limits, six full job history limits 3, filed job history limits 1. Okay, so these keywords are Kubernetes defined. It remains only this deadline, active deadline. So we put here it is in the same annotation level with this. Oh, sorry. I will repeat. This is the current job. Current. And this is the YAML file.